everyone, I am Dheeraj Tatar, a system professor in the Chemical Engineering Department of LGIT Ahmedabad. In this session, I will discuss with you separation methods. So let's start. Chapter name is Introduction, topic is separation methods. Separation methods are nothing but mass transfer operations. So in this session, I will discuss with you three separation methods. First one is a distillation, second one is adsorption, and third one is absorption. So distillation means, it is a separation technique in which we are separating the components of the liquid mixture by using thermal energy. Thermal energy is nothing but heat, and in this separation technique, driving force is the difference in the boiling point and difference in the relative volatilities of the components. For example, relative volatility is represented by the alpha AB. Alpha AB means relative volatility of component A with respect to B, and it is given by the ratio of the mole fractions, that is alpha AB means YA divided by XA divided by YB divided by XB, means mole fraction of the component A in the gaseous phase to the mole fraction of the component A in the liquid phase to the mole fraction of the component B in the gaseous phase to the mole fraction of component B in the liquid phase. This ratio is nothing but a relative volatility of component A with respect to B. And in distillation process, if you want to get better efficiency, there are different trays are possible. Means if you want to get better separation by using distillation process, so there should be better contact between the liquid stream and a gaseous stream. Then and then the separation is better possible in the distillation column. There are different types of trays are available. I will discuss with you all these trays and conventional distillation column in the next slide. So next one is adsorption. Adsorption is the surface phenomena in which one of the substance is accumulating over the other substance. That process is known as adsorption, and the substance which is accumulating over the other substance is known as adsorbate, and the substance which is accumulating the other substance that known as adsorbent. Third process is the absorption, in which one substance is penetrating to the another substance. The substance which is penetrating to the another substance that known as absorbate, and the substance in which penetration takes place, that substance is known as absorbent. Next one, this is the definition of distillation column. Distillation is the process of the separating the components or substance from a liquid mixture by using selective boiling and condensation. It means in the distillation separation process, there is the boiling is possible and condensation is possible. Means there is a reboiler is used for the heating purpose and condenser is used for the condensing purpose. After condensing, there will be two stream. First one is the reflux and second one is the distillate. Reflux containing the liquid component in the major composition, in which we are again separating the components mixture by using distillation, by using thermal energy, means that mixture again transferring to the reboiler. Again those components are the vaporizing and transferring to the condenser, where again we are getting two streams. First one is the reflux and distillate. Second point, distillation may be result in an essential complete separation, or it may be partial separation that increases the concentration of selected components in the mixture. It means suppose there is a mixture of two components, means binary distillation process is there. A plus B, these components are present in the mixture, and I want to separate component A, which is the pure component in this mixture. So how to separate? I will separate this by using distillation process, where I will heat this mixture by using reboiler, and the vapor generating from the reboiler are the transferring to the upper section of the distillation column, and those vapors are transferring to the condenser, where this steam vapor stream is condensing, and in which we are getting two stream. First one is the reflux and distillate. Component A, which is the pure in nature, I am getting the composition of that component in the larger amount in the distillate stream. Okay, if you are not getting the major composition in the distillate stream, you will get the composition of the component A in the other stream, that is the reflux stream. But reflux stream is the unwanted stream. Our wanted stream is nothing but distillate stream. So again that reflux stream is treated in the distillation column. Okay, and after that again vapor coming from the reboiler are transferred to the condenser. Again we are getting two streams. First one is the reflux and distillate. This process is continuously carried out to get the maximum composition of the component A, which is the pure component in the distillate phase. Next one, fractional distillation. There are two types of distillation column. The first one is the conventional distillation column and another is the fractional distillation column. This is the fractional distillation column. In fractional distillation column, feed is the crude oil. Crude oil means rock oil, and where composition of the rock oil is unknown, means there are unknown components also present. And in fractional distillation column, there is a no reboiler. You can see there is a no reboiler. Okay, means heating takes place before the entering of the feed to the distillation column. Means preheater can be used for the preheating purpose, where crude oil is being preheated, okay, in the preheater. After that preheated stream is transferring to the distillation column. And in a fractional distillation column, you can see there are different cuts are available. First one is a below 110 degrees Celsius, where C4 to C6 components are separating. After that there is a kerosene, that is C10 to C14 components. After that C14 to C20. Okay, means there are different cuts are available where we are removing the different components. For example, C4 to C6 means we are removing the gasoline. After that we are removing the kerosene. After that, in the next section, we are removing the diesel oil. You can see in this distillation column, designing of the distillation column in such a way that maximum temperature component, means maximum boiling component, is removing from the bottom section. Means more volatile component is removing from the top section and less volatile component is removing from the bottom section. You can see there is the gaseous stream from the top section, means this is the more volatile component stream, where we are getting LPG. LPG is nothing but liquefied petroleum gas, and liquefied petroleum gas consists of the major composition of the propane and butane, means C3 and C4 components are present in a large amount in the gaseous stream. After that there is a next stream, that is a C4 to C6, means this cut is of the below 110 degrees Celsius, where we are removing the gasoline or petrol. After that we are removing the kerosene, and boiling range is the 180 degrees Celsius to 200 degrees Celsius. After that oil, means around 200 to 250 degrees Celsius, this range can be operated. And in the bottom section you can see there is 350 degrees Celsius cut is available, means the less volatile component is removed from the bottom section, and those components are nothing but residual components, means high boiling point mixture. You can see bitumen hydrocarbons larger than the 20 carbon atoms. This is the, in general I can say, if there are the large amount of carbon is available, means it requires large amount of heat, large amount of temperature to break down. Okay, so for this purpose we can use vacuum distillation. In vacuum distillation we can carry out the distillation process under vacuum, means we are minimizing the temperature requirement of the mixture of the component for the distillation process. This is the fractional distillation column and this is the conventional distillation column. Conventional distillation column means, suppose there are binary mixture. Binary mixture means two component mixture. To separate the components from the binary mixture, I will use binary distillation column, that is nothing but conventional distillation column. You can see in this figure, okay, there is a distillation column, one component is removing from the top section and another component is removing from the bottom section. But in the previous figure, you can see in the previous figure, we are removing the multiple components from the one distillation column. This is nothing but fractional distillation column. This is a major difference between the fractional distillation column and conventional distillation column. In fractional distillation column, we are removing more than two components from the single distillation column, where we are removing the gasoline, kerosene, diesel oil. Okay, but in the conventional distillation column, you can see here, in this column we can, by using single distillation column, we can separate only two components. There is a formula to separate n components. There will be requirement of the distillation column is n minus 1. Means suppose there are three components present, to separate three components, 3 minus 1, 2 distillation columns will be required. Similarly, for binary mixture, there will be required two components, means 2 minus 1, 1 distillation column. So you can see in this figure, the feed plate, above feed plate section is known as a rectifying section. Below feed plate section is known as stripping section. Okay, and we are heating the material stream by using reboiler, and vapor coming from the bottom section are moving upwards. Okay, and liquid which is going to treat it, okay, that is moving from the top section to the bottom section. Here the selection of trays are very important. There are three different types of trays are available. First one is sieve tray, second one is a valve tray, and third one is a bubble cap tray. Selection of tray is important because to get the better separation efficiency, better contact between the liquid stream and gaseous stream is important. Means if there is a better contact between the liquid stream and gaseous stream, then and then their separation process is carried out in the better way. For that purpose, bubble cap tray is the most widely used because in bubble cap tray and valve tray, there will be horizontal mixing as well as vertical mixing is possible. Because of these two types of mixing, there will be better contact between the liquid stream and gaseous stream. Because of the better contact, there will be better efficiency, separation efficiency from the distillation column. Separation efficiency is higher means whatever the pure component, suppose there is a plus B component mixture and pure component, we know that there is a component and I want to remove A component from this mixture. Separation efficiency is higher means we are removing component A from that mixture by using bubble cap tray in a better way as compared to sieve tray. Sieve tray is not as possible, is better as compared to the bubble cap because in sieve tray there will be no horizontal mixing, there will be only vertical mixing. So for the better separation, there should be better contact between the liquid stream and gaseous stream. That is possible in the bubble cap tray and valve cap tray. Okay. Next one. Now I will discuss with you adsorption and absorption. I already told you meaning of adsorption. Adsorption, it is nothing but surface phenomena in which one substance is accumulating over the other substance, and absorption means one substance is penetrating to the other substance. You can see on the left side the adsorption process. The green molecules are getting adsorbed over the charcoal, okay, and in the other surface you can see the green molecule are penetrating to the other substance. Means the whatever the substance is accumulated over the other substance, that known as adsorbate, and the substance which is accumulating the other substance, that known as adsorbent. On the other side you can see the substance is penetrating to the other side, the substance which is penetrating, that known as absorbate, and the substance in which this penetration takes place, that known as absorbent. Next one is the adsorption. I already told you that adsorption, it is separation techniques, but it is surface phenomena in which one substance is accumulating over the other substance. That substance is known as adsorbate. The substance on which the adsorbate is accumulated, that known as adsorbent. First point, it is definition. You can see here, accumulation of the molecular species at the surface rather than in the bulk of the solid or liquid is termed as the adsorption. Means you can see here, according to definition, substance is accumulated over the substance, another substance, that known as adsorbate. In the absorption, we can see the substance is penetrating to the another substance. Second point, it is the surface phenomena, and other side absorption, it is bulk phenomena. Third point, it is the exothermic process. Exothermic process means liberation of the heat, generation of the heat in this process. But in the absorption, it is required for the separation process, that is endothermic process, and this is exothermic process, means generation of heat is possible in the adsorption technique. Next point is it is the favored by the low temperature. Suppose there is a adsorption phenomena, means one particle is getting adsorbed over the other substance, means adsorption of the adsorbate over the adsorbent is possible. In this case, if I am increasing the temperature, okay, if I am increasing the temperature, whatever the molecule accumulated over the substance, those will be released. Release means they will be sprayed from the surface. Means if we are increasing the temperature, accumulation will be decreases, okay, and there will be release of the atoms from the surface of the substance. This is nothing but the effect of the temperature. So it is favored by the low temperature. Next point, it is steadily increases and reaches the equilibrium. Okay, means adsorption process is possible, but it is steadily increases the mass of the adsorbate over the adsorbent, and one time comes that equilibrium is reached in adsorption. Equilibrium is reached means after the equilibrium reached, you cannot adsorb more material over the adsorbent. Okay. Next and last point is the concentration on the surface of the adsorbent is different from that in the bulk. Okay, means concentration on the surface, that is nothing but the adsorbate. it's different than the adsorbent. So what we have seen in this lecture, we have seen definition of distillation, absorption and adsorption. Okay, in the next lecture I will continue with this unit. Okay, thank you very much.